joined us. You're still on to Enterprise Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television. Now let's get to our conversation for today. Tension ran high on Tuesday during the hearing of a sexual harassment petition filed by Kogi Central lawmaker Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan as members of the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Petitions engaged in a heated exchange with former Education Minister Oby Ezekwesili. While the senators engaged Ezekwesili in a war of words, the Independent National Electoral Commission gave the embattled Kogi lawmaker temporary respite as it faulted the petitioner for not complying with the recall guidelines. Akpoti Uduaghan was suspended by the Senate on March 6 following a heated disagreement with the Senate President Godswill Akpabio over a new seating arrangement which she alleged was designed to undermine her. The crisis escalated when Akpoti Uduaghan accused Akpabio on national television of punishing her for rejecting his purported sexual advances. Subsequently, the Senate leadership suspended her for 6 months and ordered her security aides to withdraw. And following this, the embattled lawmaker submitted a sexual harassment petition against Akpabio to the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Petitions, which held a hearing on Tuesday. Signs that the proceeding at the Senate, of course, wasn't going on well emerged. Suberu Yakubu, his legal counsel, Abiola Akinyode and Ezekwesili, who appeared before the committee as a witness, accused the senators of bias and unfair handling of the petition filed against the Senate President by the suspended lawmakers' constituents. Now let's have our conversation today. I have with me Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid, Barrister Law Public Affairs Analyst. Good morning to you, Barrister, and welcome to Enterprise Morning today.
Good morning, Mr. Henry. Thank you. It's my pleasure to be with you.
Thank you so very much for your time, sir. And equally, I have Innocent Aduluba, journalist, public affairs analyst. Thank you so very much, Innocent.
My pleasure to be here.
Beautiful. Let me start with you, Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid. Of course, that is the heatest, the trendiest, issue right now in Nigeria. It's very hot right now as I speak, especially as regards the feud between Ezekwesili and the lawmaker, the exchange of words and all. I'd love you to speak to that particular matter just before we get into other issues of interest.
Unfortunately, that is a trending news in the land when we are supposed to have a more important trending issue that has to do with national development. You recall yesterday, the House of Rep passed a 39 bill into law. That should be the trending news, but unfortunately in Nigeria, what we like is drama. We like drama of being given to us by scripted by the National Assembly, particularly the Senate. They are the author of or is it producer or whatever of the drama, and we have grabbed our popcorn and we are unfortunately standing by to look at it. You see, the recall of Natasha, or whatever they call it, is an attempt to use politics. For me, recall in Nigeria, recall of a senator or a member of House of Rep or even House of Assembly is a very difficult process to achieve. In fact, it's very easy for a needle to pass through the eyes of the candidate. For you to pass to do a recall.
Yes.
Because if you look at the constitution, the procedure is very simple. But if you look at the INEC guideline, it makes it more tedious. What is required under constitution, particularly for the Senate, under section 69 of the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria, you only require above 50 petition from above 50 members. 50 plus of the registered voter of the constituency. Submitted claiming that they've lacked confidence on the particular senator or the House of Rep member, and that will be submitted to the INEC for verification thereafter. But if you look at the guideline, the particular 2024 guideline from the INEC regarding recall, there are procedures highlighted by them, which must be complied with. But at least what has happened today now is not a complete because unlike what is reported in the newspaper, that the petition has been, that the call-out process has been thrown out or something. It's not totally correct. what INEC has highlighted is that, look, there's a procedure, there's a requirement in the procedure that says when you are bringing your petition, that petition must contain the address, email, and phone number of the representative of the petitioners. This, they say, is lacking. I think this can be done, corrected by them, so that they'll be able to contact them and tell them the next procedure of verification. Where the problem is mostly is verification. The verification is like election. You know, they will have to come like what we do on the day of election.
Yes,
what we call accreditation.
They said that they will bring along their beavers and all just to accredit, to be sure that those people are electorates. Yes.
No, not even be only be electorate. You know, the fact that you are coming and you have signed the petition, they must confirm that your name on the petition tallies with the name in the beavers. Your address, your email, your phone number, if you have any, must tally. Your signature must tally. So bearing in mind that in the last the election that brought Natasha according into office, we only have 54 voters, registered voter in her favor, while 51,000 plus voted against her. So in other words, in total, we have 100,000 plus votes in that constituency. Now today we are the total registered voter in that area we are told is 480 something thousand.
Yes.
And there will have been 250,000 plus have signed the petition. Why did they get them? Even the entire state, the governorship election, the governorship election, the winner of that election scored just 400,000 plus. So yeah, where they will get the 250 member that will come and verify that they actually signed the petition is where I don't know. Bearing in mind that we saw videos online wherein people are inside a particular room writing and signing names, so which suggests that probably that name was compiled by just a few people, and not. I also saw a report where people denied the fact that, look, they were called to come and collect what's it called, empowerment. Yes. And when they get there, they were being asked to sign a petition for recall of Natasha. It's all politics being played by people who wants to take over a position. There are people who are lining up who wants to use that opportunity to say, look, we can get it done. If this woman is recalled, there will be a new election, and then I can also contest and win the election. And so for me, it's going to be difficult for her to be recalled in that manner. And for me is again, what are the reasons for the recall? What has he done? Has he done anything that demands a recall? For me, the answer is no.
Very true.
She has not done anything that requires that, because what they are alleging of her is that she is not cooperating with them at the National Assembly, cooperate at the expense of due process, cooperate at the expense of a breach of the Constitution. That's what they are looking for. But like I said, it has also been identified that the lady in the forefront, though it's not an excuse, it's not a grant for her not to disqualify her, that the girl in the forefront of the recall process is an essay of the current governor of the state. So you can see where you can put 2 plus 2 together and see where it is coming from.
Yes, very true. Innocent Aduruba, the biggest catchphrase right now in Nigeria is state capture, which of course they have drawn it closer to the tripod that we have. That is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in charge of the executive, Godswill Akpabio in charge of the legislature, and Nyesom Wike in charge of the judiciary. Tripod embarking on what people have called state capture. There have been allegations that the recall for Natasha is made possible with ties drawn to Godswill Akpabio and Yahaya Bello. It's still an allegation, but what do you think? If you add 1 plus 1 in this particular case, what do you see? Do you see 2? Or do you see some other number?
Well, like Barrister said, it's the government itself that keeps serving Nigerians drama. I don't know, maybe to divert attention from very key issues like he mentioned. It's another drama looking at those who came to carry out the recall for Natasha. You know, something like a shoddily arranged group of people, like we were told they came under the pretense or under the aegis of getting relief materials, palliatives, only for it to turn into collection of signatures. But you see, everybody who has nothing to hide comes with clean hand like equity, and only the guilty are afraid. If Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan is on 6-month suspension, let's wait for her. When she already the case in court, as it were. I think even the wife of the Senate president.
Yes, yeah, there's a case between her and the wife of the Senate president.
So with that kind of case, there cannot be a recall, and that kind of recall smacks of the capture you talk about. Because when you recall her, it opens the door for the next qualified person during the election, which in this case, PDP's loss will become APC's game, playing out a zero-sum games theory. But the person of Ezekwesili is an unwelcome figure at the Senate hearing.
She is an unwelcome figure,
yes.
But she has stated that she has that due right to be there, that she represents an NGO or something, and she ought to be there in the hearing.
No, she volunteered herself to be a witness under oath. And in such a case in law, a barrister, a lawyer here. So when I say she is unwelcome, the Senate in their hearing it has a way of arriving at the conclusion they would like to.
Okay.
But with Ezekwesili there, we all know her to be a very intelligent and adamant personality. So you cannot railroad her to have your way. And that's where Onyekachi Nwebonyi, the senator representing Ebonyi North, is in that clash with her. And for Ezekwesili, the Senate tells Nigerians that they are subject to Senate rules. These rules for her violate the Constitution. We've had that conversation here before. And for her, it's not acceptable in a democracy, because this is referenced in the case of the suspension of Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan. That Senate rule for Ezekwesili is a disregard to the Constitution, And so for Ezekwesili, the Senate has now placed their own rules above the laws of the land. Yeah,
exactly. Yes, because I wanted to ask a barrister, with your experience and your, your forte, Ezekwesili is stating that the National Assembly is trying to ensure that its rules, it's over and above the Constitution. In this particular case, which do you think should override?
There's no other law that's more powerful in Nigeria than the Constitution. And that's why it's contained in Section 103 or so, that any other law or rules or regulation that is inconsistent with the position of the Constitution, such such rule or regulation or whatever, shall, to the extent of that inconsistency, be null and void. So, and even the rules that the National Assembly are proud of, that they always brag about, the rule is not in isolation. It's not independent of the Constitution. If you look at Section 60, which gave them the power to make rules and regulation, the section says subject to the provision of the Constitution. So, which means whatever they are doing, that rule must not contradict the provision of the Constitution. So, if you are saying a fair hearing will be suspended because you have a rule, if you are saying somebody will not be given the right of you'll be a judge in your own cause just because you have your rule, you say that somebody who alleged will still be the one to be the judge, or somebody who's already taking stand and already issued statements that as to where he belongs will be the chairman of a committee that would determine the allegation that he has already made statement on, that he has already stated his stand. Will not be in line with the position of the Constitution. So, and for me, there is no way the rule of National Assembly will override the Constitution. Constitution is the supreme law in our land, and any other rules or regulation, no matter how powerful that rule is will be subservient to the Constitution. And whatever they are inconsistent with the Constitution, they will be to the extent of that inconsistency be null and void. So,
yes, I wanted to ask, so why is it that the lawmakers, knowing all of this, some of them are even lawyers there, why is it then difficult for them to understand some of these things you've duly enumerated here and work with it?
it is not difficult for them. Whenever it is to their advantage, that's what they will tell you. Whenever it's not to their advantage, they will remember constitution. That's what they are. They will tell you that's what we are in Nigeria. You see, even the executive, whenever they have a law that is not in their favor, they will tell you national interest or national security. But when it's in their favor, they will remember that we have a law. So it's deliberate. It's deliberate. They know what they are doing. You know what they are doing at that stage, particularly regarding Senator Natasha's issue. Is they are working from answer to the question. They know where they are going already. That committee was set up just for the purpose of it. You cannot be a judge in your own case. Those that suspended Natasha, the entire Senate suspended him. According to them, we are told the entire Senate suspended him. So if you took a decision suspending a woman, and thereafter the same set of people are the people that will now sit and see and consider allegation. Do you not see where it will end? So for me, that issue has even gone beyond them looking at, because the matter is already in court. They should allow the court to even look at it, and that's why yesterday's sitting was suspended, because the matter is already in court. There are 2 cases or more in court. One filed by the senator herself, and the one filed by the wife of the senator of the Senate president against Natasha and co. So, and they also have in their rule that once there's a case in court on a matter, they will not look into it. And but unfortunately, to buttress what I said earlier on,
yes,
at the time Natasha was suspended, there was a case in court, but they ignored it. They did not remember that they have a rule that says once a matter is in court, they don't deal with it. What is more profound in that Natasha own, it was that there was even a court order restraining them from suspending or dealing with Natasha in any form, pending the determination of the motion on notice. But they ignored it, and then wait ahead and do whatever they want to do. It's unfortunate that those who should be at the forefront of propagating the obedience to rule of law are the one flouting the rule of law. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
Very, very so unfortunate. Innocent Duluba. One would wonder if really we are walking backwards with our democracy, because those who are there to help us interpret the laws and make laws and ensure that things work in Nigeria are the one opposed to the law and the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. In the case filed by Natasha Oby Ezekwesili, the judge that was given that particular case recused himself from that particular case, citing that Godswill Akpabio said that he does not have confidence with the judge. So therefore it's been transferred to yet another judge. So do you really see a gameplay in all of this, and if possible, where would it possibly end?
Well, Ezekwesili is screaming that the Senate must respect the Constitution. The initial judge, if I should use that word, what are the shortcomings from that person? You know, that makes the case to be transferred to a second judge. Ezekwesili has her own shouting. That's why I say she is an unwelcome person. I'm not saying she is ineligible to be there.
Yes.
Yes, she is somebody who is not pliable to the intended manipulations.
Oh, okay.
That's my point. If all of us are in one class and one of our superior is a superintendent, even when we are not so pleased, we will manage and go away and still keep the peace. But somebody else who is not, there's no consequence from our supervisor with, will speak their mind. And that's, Ezekwesili has said that if a petitioner says they do not believe the Senate committee will give them fair hearing or there is a bias, it is only just that an independent body reviews the matter, which is what Barrister is saying.
So when it says an independent body, is it an independent body outside of lawmakers?
Like the court.
Or within the law?
Like the court.
Okay.
Like the court. She has also said that it was a back and forth thing. And Ezekwesili is pushing the point that the Senate should show example of respecting the Constitution. Otherwise, the whole country can be turned, this democracy can be turned into a system where very powerful individuals, as we can see, can now manipulate the process to silence opposition or suppress justice. And you see, these are the cries of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, who is in the eye of the storm at the moment. I think, Barrister, I would like you to help me. I think Nigeria, the National Assembly, the judiciary should not be rigid. There are many sources of constitution, but maybe these are issues that should lead to constitutional amendments, even within the Senate rules. Like if I have a case and the Senate rule says I cannot sign my own petition, and the Senate is, in quote, like a cult-like place where obedience is almost mandatory. I ask Henry to sign. He will not want to sign. Let him not be seen as a proxy co-petitioner. I don't know if you get my... I got
your point. I think the problem is this. I'm very sure that rule did not say that because that rule did not envisage a situation whereby a sitting senator will petition against the Senate themselves.
Wow. So that my question is: have we reached a stage, Barrister? Have we reached a stage where we should carry out amendments?
No, that is a rule now. It's not a constitution.
No, I mean within the Senate too. Are their rules not amendable in this kind of...
They have to amend their rule. It's their prerogative or discretion to do that. But for me, like I said, they are not accepting that the rule does not envisage that. They are saying the rule prohibits you from bringing a petition as a senator. But if a senator is a person personally involved, just like what we are seeing today, I would like to go and engage somebody else who is not aware, who does not know about the fact to help me
like Natasha went to our constituency to get
so because they don't envisage a situation whereby a member of the Senate or a member of the National Assembly will be the one to write petition against the National Assembly or the Senate or the House of Rep. That's why they want to use that one. You know, they don't even want her to bring that petition, and so they are looking for a way to and to see that, look, if you watch that proceeding, the man that said the petition is dead on arrival is the chairman of the committee, and that's what they are saying, that you have taken position, so you cannot be the one to sit on this matter again. So you have to rescue yourself, and or a new committee should be constituted. Whichever committee they constituted, all of them, they have that. The majority of them are in support of the Senate president, except they want to give it to people who are not who are opposition, who are not in line with it. But majority of them, no matter who, and even lack of confidence that we're talking about is everywhere. Even the court we're talking about, the confidence is not there that the court will do the needful. I don't have that confidence.
Just to close for today, I wanted to ask you, like Goodluck Ebele Jonathan had said, of course he was making a point referencing to someone which in the press we believe, in the media we believe is Nyesom Wike. He said that we would not have a situation where one person is controlling the judiciary. Do you think that the judiciary as it stands today, which you as a stakeholder, is being hijacked by someone?
Unfortunately, if we are looking for progress, I will say what I want to say. That if we want to just hide our deficiency in the name of don't destroy don't say bad thing about about the judiciary or about where you practice as a lawyer. You see, I think that issue of confidence in judiciary is not in doubt. I see some of the judgment or decision of the court that is very doubtful. That's not even that even a law student will know that this is not in line with the law. Ask yourself, how did the Senate president become a senator to even become a Senate president? Was he qualified? But yes, the Supreme Court confirmed him as he did not participate in the what's it called in the primary. Yes. And he became the Senate president, and the court said is duly elected. So those are some of the issues here. You see some of the things we say Supreme Court sometimes. We say Supreme Court is a court of policy, but when some certain issue will come to them, they will be strictly based on law. They will not look at that political aspect of it. But when it comes to another aspect, they will say no. We are, even though this is not the law, but as a policy court, we are free to do. They will do that. So there's a lot of inconsistencies in our system today. You cannot even predict what will be the outcome of a case. Before now, when you read a fact of the case and you look at the president before now, you can predict what might likely be the outcome of the case. But today, you can't guarantee that because some flimsy excuses and things that are not even important that can be used to say your case is thrown out or somehow. And that is why in the amendment they are trying to make now, even though I love it, but I'm worried. You know, there's one part of the amendment that says that the governorship petition should end at the Court of Appeal. Is it the same Court of Appeal that almost all these judgments have been thrown out by the Supreme Court? Is it the same Court of Appeal that are giving decisions that most time when you get to Supreme Court they will say they don't have power to do it? Which recently we saw the decision of the Court of Appeal in respect of River State matter. What was the position of the court of the Supreme Court? They said the PDP secretary matter. The Court of Appeal said a certain person is the secretary. The Supreme Court said no, they don't even have power to look at it. So is it the same Court of Appeal? So for me, where the confidence where the institution that will have the confidence on is even my problem now. The lack of confidence is everywhere, and that's why I have issues. If you carry the matter out of the National Assembly, where are you taking it to? You are taking it to court. Is there enough confidence in the court that the court will do the right thing? And that's what you are seeing, and that's comments. The Senate president, the whole Senate president, he say he lack confidence in a particular judge to handle his case because of bias. He believes that that particular judge is compromised. That is the meaning of what he's saying.
Exactly. When
you say a judge is biased, what you say a judge is biased, what you are saying is that the judge has been compromised, or the judge will compromise because of certain thing outside the law. So that's what you are saying. So if that is the issue, are we not worried? We should be worried. For me, it's a very sad situation. But the other issue is that look, they have a mind made up. They want to frustrate her, and they're making her more popular. As far as I'm concerned. Yes. So and the issue of between Madam Oby and Senator Nwaeboy, I think the senator, even though I will also say that Madam Oby did not do well, but the senator also showed that he's not mature to be a senator. When you are called a senator, you are called distinguished. It means you are a special human being. Once you become a senator, you become a special human being. Your level of tolerance must be extraordinary. Your level of accepting insults must be extraordinary. So I'm not saying you should be allowed, you should be insulted, or they should be insulted. But when that happens, as a senator, and an elder, because you become an elder, and you become a distinguished, it means you are so special. So you must be above board. You must not behave irrationally. You must not even be allowed small provocation to make you say things that you will not say. That's what they call distinguished. But what we see today is that because people that were elected today are not there because they are qualified. They are there because they have one godfather or the other. It's not about election. So people have said it. The FCT minister have said it, that he was not elected by the people of River State when he became governor, that he took it. So if I say people are not being elected these days, that is just other means by which they get into the office. He said it, FCT minister, that he was not elected by the people of River State, that when he became governor, that he took it. So when we have so many people today who are grabbing it, who are taking it, and who are running away with it, these are the people we have at the National Assembly, majority of them. And you can see the arrogance on the man, Mr. Senator Nwaeboy. Who are you? Can you be senator? And the senator of the Republic of Nigeria, as if a senator is not a human being, or as if a senator. If you are a senator, you must be distinguished. You did not distinguish yourself. That's why you are not recognized. If you are somebody who describe who you are, that means you do not earn your respect. If you earn respect, people will give it to you. You will not even have to say it before they will know. That is a senator. Don't talk to him like that. They will know that. That because if you don't earn it, you will see people talk to you anyhow. So for me, Madam in Africa, please keep quiet. People shut up. In Africa, it's an insult. Definitely. And most people don't take it. In Igbo land, they may say it's a normal way. In fact, if they are you crazy? They will say it's a question. But in Africa, it can cause a war. Yeah, it can cause crisis between one community and another. I also blame maybe for not being what's it called? Should I say decorum or using a decorum or a continental language? Sorry. For not using a continental language in that continental. If it's continental, that's allow abroad, maybe. Yes. So for not using our local adjective to qualify issues that she's dealing with. But for me, like I said, I'll blame the senator more. because the senator is distinguished, and as a distinguished, he must have a tolerance. He must endure insults, and he must be able to also lead by example by showing, look, I will not respond to you because I don't want to bring myself down with you. That would have been more. Say, I will ignore what you said because I don't want to join you in that rough play. That will give him more respect than what he did yesterday. Even though he said he also regretted doing it. He said it on TV that he regrets all the things he said. He said it. So he showed that only that he did not apologize. But he said he regretted all the things he said, which indirectly is saying that he will not, if he would not have said that if he's in a state of a good mind at that time.
Very, very true. Because
that's my position there.
Yes, because of course we can compare. He's just 44 years old, and Oby Ezekwesili is above, is worthy enough to be.
My choice is not by age.
The more that.
It's not about age.
Just because you talked about, the African thing, the culture. For us, culture is so important, and age you can compare. Of course, 44, he is man enough. But speaking to a person that is more like your mother, it equally demands that respect. It's just in tandem with what you actually had said and talked about. I guess this is the more reason why, Donald Trump will say we need to drain the swamp. Lots of things are going on right now in Nigeria, and both from the legislature, executive, the judiciary is all there, and Nigeria cannot move forward with all of this happening today in Nigeria. Thank you so very much, Barrister. We have to let you go. We believe next time we'll have much more time to talk. Thank you so very much once more.
Thank you at your service all the time.
All right.
Thank you.
Innocent Atuluwa, thank you so always.
It's my pleasure to be here.
All right, people, that's just about the time we have for today. We'd love to say thank you to you. Please do well to visit us. You can read more on what we have talked about today when you visit us at enterprisetvnews.com. You may equally watch more when you visit us at Enterprise TV 7. My name is Henry Igwebike. Thank you once more, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.